आरंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Hari Om, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru.
Right.
Yes, we are now beginning what is the final adhyaya of the Gita, the 18th chapter. Before we begin, can someone recollect what is it that we saw last? We form the link and move ahead. Yes, please. Anything that we can recollect from what we saw last.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
will
sir.
like to add. So, yesterday we learned something called Om Tat Sat.
Ji, sir.
So, we have been hearing these words all my life, Om Tat Sat.
Yes,
But
sir.
I got little meaning of this yesterday.
Ji, sir.
So, Om is that swar, that nad in Brahmanad, right? That is
Yes,
the
sir.
beginning.
Pranava.
And then Tat is that Brahman,
Yes, sir.
Brahman, right? And Sat is the eternal truth, always
Yes.
true.
All
So,
the
Om Tat
goodness
Sat.
which is manifest, the goodness which
Yes.
is manifested in the world. Where in the Vibhuti Darshana, Krishna told Arjuna, why do you need to know all the, I will give you some of my best Vibhutis.
Hmm.
But maybe Sat can allow us to connect with all the Vibhutis of the divine only. All the
Right.
goodness. They say, Ano Bhadraha Kratavanto means like great, all nice thoughts come from all directions, it is said. I mean, just
Yeah.
imagine the flow of positivity. If it comes early morning, you get up, do a little bit of meditation, and suddenly you feel very nice, auspicious thoughts coming into your head. Would that not inspire us or motivate us? Well, it is like that. The Sat can, if we connect with that word, its roots, it will allow us to connect with the Supreme, all that is best and brilliant in the world.
Right.
Yes, sir. So, thank you, sir. So, yes, so this triple mantra was one nice mantra Diksha Krishna has given to all of us. Om Tat Sat. And the three gunas, Rajas, Tamas, Sattva, they are everywhere, affecting our yajna, affecting our dana, affecting our tapa, affecting everything we do. We saw something about what is a sattvic tapa. Sattvic tapa had three dimensions. Can someone recollect what is it? The three
Yeah.
dimensions of this? Okay, yes, sir. Yes,
So
please.
it is karm, man, and vani. So by your physical thing,
Sharira.
sharir, and then
Hmm.
your mind,
Ji.
and then your vak, your
Yes.
vani, your how do you speak? So those
Yes.
three components were there in that.
Only when the three means when you participate through your physical also, what you are doing means it is matching with what is in the mind and also what is on the tongue. Right, sir. So that is exactly, it is like how what we think, what is in our heart, and what is in our tongue, or what we do. All these
Right.
factors should be one, isn't it? If they are all different, our consciousness is scattered, we will not be able to do anything properly. Imagine doing some work when your heart is not in it. It's going to be nothing. It's going to be unconscious work.
Yeah.
So let us see what this adhyaya is. It begins with a question. This adhyaya begins with a question of Arjuna. Thankfully, let us see what Arjuna asks. Arjuna uvacha sannyasasya mahabaho tattvamichhami veditum yagasya cha rishikesha pruthak keshina shodhana. Arjuna said, O mighty armed one, O Krishna, O Lord of every being, I wish to verily understand sannyasa's meaning and also the fundamentals of Tyaga. I need to know what the underlying principles are. Please show. This word sannyasa came to us before in the Gita, isn't it? It does appear a little familiar, no?
Yeah. आया तो था लेकिन कहाँ आया था पता नहीं.
Okay, somewhere it has come.
It was there. It was there. Yeah.
Yes, and it does not imply Arjuna should leave his karma kshetra. We know that, isn't it, from the history of Mahabharata. We know that Arjuna is not leave. So can we not just try to guess what could sannyas mean? Anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, Shashiji is adding. Okay, yeah, Pankaj, okay, sir. Anybody?
No,
So,
Pankaj, please go ahead.
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
all right.
Okay. So, sannyas is, I think, giving away all your material connections.
Material connections, positions. Yes, I think the screen has frozen. Pankaj is. Um, yes. Anybody else? Does it imply giving? Okay, Shashiji. Yes, Maji.
It's not just material things, it's getting rid of desires,
Okay.
ambitions,
All right. Okay, that
renown.
is. Yeah, Anjali ji is adding. Yes, Shashi ji said giving up desires and ambitions. Yes, Anjali ji.
A renounced order of life.
Renounced order of life. Okay. Means that's not grihastha, isn't it? A grihastha cannot be a sannyasi.
No.
Yes, he can.
Okay, that's interesting. We have now two different points of views. Let us see what Krishna, how he clears, because we know of the Purusharthas, we know that this, there are like how there is Brahmacharya, then there is Grihastha, then there is Vanaprastha, and then there is Sannyas. If you look at the
Sannyas.
ashramas, the four ashramas of life. But now Krishna has said Sannyasta Kuru Karmani. Perform your actions in a state of sannyas. So, what is this exactly? Can a materially involved individual, say like a Janaka Raja, can he also be a sannyasi and a Raja at the same time? What is the essence? Let us see, because Arjuna has asked a very important question. This is the concept of sannyasa does confuse a lot of people. Let us see what Krishna replies. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kamyanam Karmanam Nyasam Sannyasam Kavayo Viduhu Sarva Karma Phalatyagam Prahustyagam Vichakshanaha. Lord Krishna spoke. The learned consider sannyasa to be total abstention from prescribed duties and actions and absolute abnegation. Means all the wrong things you have to completely avoid and don't do anything else, in complete abstention is what Krishna is saying. Some people say that. But Tyaga implies not a complete abstinence. Giving up fruits of all actions is its key essence. Now we should see Krishna is not giving his opinion yet. He's just giving, some people say
Yeah.
that. One friend of mine would keep giving his own opinions, we would say, and we would call him wise. Ah, he's very wise, he's very learned. And when we would say, oh, learned person said that, means we would refer that person's dialogue, and that person's dialogue will sometimes be questionable most of the time. So we do not know what Krishna is saying exactly right now, whether he stands by this view. He's just keeping a view. Let us look at it neutrally. He says the learned consider sannyasa to be completely giving up everything, complete abnegation of all the other duties and actions. But Tyaga does not imply complete abstinence. It is talking about only giving up the fruits of actions. Sarva karma phala Tyaga. To describe Tyaga, he's added some more adjectives to the Tyaga. Sarva karma phala Tyaga. It's not Sarva karma Tyaga, isn't it? It is the fruits. The attachments have to be given up. That is Tyaga, is
Yeah.
what many people believe. The learned one. Then let's see further. Tyajam dosha विदित्येके कर्म प्राहुर मनीषिणः यज्ञ दान तपः कर्म न त्याज्यम इति चापरे. By some literate men it is thus pronounced. For some literate ones, they say it is necessary for all actions to be renounced. Now here it looks little different, isn't it? It almost looks like Krishna is saying sarcastically that all actions have to be renounced. Some people, some literate ones say that. By some others, this view is subjected. Sacrifice, offering, and penance alone shouldn't be neglected. So, some other people try to describe sannyasa by saying that all actions must be given up. That is sannyasa. And while some other people say that you have to yajna, dana, tapa, this should not be given up. Everything else except yajna, dana, and tapa must be given up. Now Krishna says his opinion in the next shloka. He says, Nishchayam shrudu me tatra tyage bharata sattama tyage hi purusha vyagra trividha samprakirtitaha. It feels so nice when Krishna gives such kind of adjectives to Arjuna. Purusha Vyagra, fiercest amongst the warriors, like a tiger among warriors. Let us see. Listen to me now as I declare my conclusions for you to clear the air. O Arjuna, O fiercest amongst warriors, listen to me. Renunciation too is of modes three. So renunciation also, sannyas also, it tyaga also, everything is having three modes. Can someone guess the three modes?
Yes, Rajas,
Yes,
Tamas.
yes, the same Rajas,
In
Tamas, Sattva.
yeah, the
So
same
even
thing.
renunciation is having the stamp of these gunas. Let us see what Krishna is saying. It does look like these gunas are never going to leave us. Krishna had to wait for Arjuna to really get receptive, so he was waiting for introducing the gunas in the final chapter of the Gita. Last few chapters are focusing on this. Krishna says, Yajna dana tapaha karma na tyajyam karyameva tat. Yajno danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. So first Krishna says, see, sacrifice, penance and offering, these actions three must be verily performed. So yajna, dana and tapa, they must be verily performed, neglected they shouldn't be. Why is it? For they bring about the wise and inner purification and lead verily in the soul's emancipation. So he said, Yajna, Dana, and Tapa. We must not any time neglect any of these three. We've seen what Yajna is. Yajna means the ritual Yajna also, but Yajna also means the sacrifice. Sacrifice is the base of the existence of every living being on the world. So never forsake this principle of sacrifice in your life. That is one thing Krishna says. Then tapascharya, do some tapa. Don't escape from this aspect of doing tapa. Tapa is necessary, is what Krishna says. And also dana. Why should you do it? That also he explains. He says, because they bring about an inner purification and lead verily in the soul's emancipation. It leads to the growth of the individual. The Atma Shuddhi takes place. Your personality grows. Basically, if one were to ask what sadhana is, or Damleji would always say, Vyaktitva ka vikas, your blossoming of your personality. That is all you have to do, and that is why we have to do sadhana so we can fulfill our potentials. Each of us is born with a potential which has to be realized in our lifetime. For realizing that, we must do yajna, we must do dana, we must do tapa. Pankaji wants to ask something or share something?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to ask here because now we are on the end of the Gita here.
Yes, sir.
So these three, Krishna ji is saying that is critically important for a man.
Yeah, yeah.
आपको यज्ञ करना है, दान करना है, and तप करना है.
Yes, sir.
Three things.
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
yajna and dan is very clear. Can we
Yeah.
like just summarize 3 or 4 things under tap category that
Tapa,
we
we
need to
just
do
remembered, no,
on
sir.
day-to-day
Yes.
basis?
Didn't we see that? You just told in the session's initiation, isn't it? Sharira tapa, Vak tapa, and Manas tapa. We
Okay.
become conscious when we are actions, physical actions also. The speech that many people sometimes they walk covering their many sadhus and all when they are doing sadhana, they just cover their mouths.
Yeah.
Why are they doing that? Is because they want to carefully utter the words. And when we do this sadhana of the words, our strength of the words increases. The transformative power of our words also increases. And maybe there are vanis also, there are said to be four types of speech. All four are something which are, as your level of tapa increases, you get access to. Vaikhari, Madhyama, Para, and Pashyanti. So maybe there's a possibility of receiving what is called the Vacha Siddhi. When you use your words very carefully, What you say will start happening, is what the yogis say. We don't have to run after siddhis, but we must be conscious of our words. It is also so simple, isn't it? If we dilute our words too much, they lose their value, no?
Yeah,
Mm.
The meaning is lost. Dialogues are wasted, especially with friends or family also. When words are just spoken without any consciousness in them, they spoil us completely. They spoil relations also. So if you see the tapa, one is the tapa of
correct.
the speech, tapa
Yeah,
of the mind also. We think nobody is watching us, so let's think anything that we want in the mind. It's not the case. All three are connected. Our mind creates sanskara. Thoughts also create a sanskara. That is why have good thoughts, it is said. Distance yourself from the false thoughts.
yeah.
That is one kind of tapa. So it can be practiced that way, sir.
I think great. Yeah, I mean, the moment you get a bad thought, you
Yeah.
just stop there, right there.
They're
You
not
know, this.
yours. They're not yours. They've come from outside. I just don't need to. It's like, hey, guests we entertain in our house, but we don't entertain ghosts, isn't it? We don't want from outside something coming in. So we just distance ourselves completely.
Right.
Yes. Rahulji was asking something. I'll just come to Anjali after Rahulji. Yes, sir.
No, no,
Yes.
nothing. I
So,
just want to add, sorry. No, I just want to say unwelcome guests.
Unwelcome guests. Yes. Most of the guests are unwelcome. We don't realize that, but we have to say Atithi Devo Bhava. God has sent this guest. Let us give what is due. We are not going to hold on to the guests and keep staying. If you know you're not going to, even if it is an unwelcome guest, you treat it as Atithi, fine. But you will not hold them on to always, no? It's something like that. So sometimes distancing from your thoughts is actually ideal. And many times when we are meditating, we get some thoughts, sometimes bad thoughts come into the head. And then we start feeling guilty, and that again makes one kind of loop inside of a person's mind. I'm such a bad person. Oh no, I can't do the mantra now. Look at me, how bad I am. This is not required. Instead, it is just better to distance yourself from that. This is not my thought. It's come from outside. I don't associate with it. I don't like it. It's all right. Enough. Let me not associate. In that way, you can start controlling your thoughts. I just remember when I was doing dhyana, every time I would feel some work is not complete. Or I would feel something is scratching me here, or something is scratching me here, and my hand would want to go, or somebody has called me. These were all outer thoughts. If we keep listening to outer thoughts, we will never be able to do sadhana. So that is one thing. Manas tapa is that. Yes, sir. Rahulji, you were sharing, please. Yes, sir.
yes, like Pankajji's question, I am not clear again about two things, the dana and the yagya.
Dana.
Yeah,
Okay.
can you just summarize the
Right, sir.
definitions again?
Yes, sir. So
Dana and
again,
tap and
yes, sir.
yagya.
If we
Yeah,
see the dana also was of this sattvic dana, rajasic dana, and tamasic dana. The sattvic dana is the dana which is done without any expectations, where you are no more the doer, you are just the instrument. And that kind of dana can be done by everybody. A student who is in his, what we can say is in this brahmacharya phase, where you are learning also. What is a dana a person can do, even if he does not have wealth? A student can be the best dana the student can do is learning. No? Because that knowledge is going to be for the betterment of the world. Maybe your friends want to learn something, you can explain that. It's like they say, Vidya Dana is a dana which keeps growing the more you donate. There is something called Shrama Dana also, offering that part that becomes a part of Sharira Tapa. It need not be completely distinct from Tapa also. So
right.
Shrama Dana or so many such ways. Offering anything sincerely. I may have just say one or two t-shirts with me, and somebody I feel needs that more than I do. If I can just pull myself up and yeah, forget my attachment, it's all right. Look at that person does need it. It is needed for that individual to make things better. Then I can let go, isn't it? That is also a dana. So that is the Rauji dana. If it is
Correct.
understood,
That's clear. That's clear.
yes.
What about
So and
yagya?
then yajna is a sacrifice. Krishna says, without sacrifice, you cannot. A person only who sacrifices can move ahead. The one who does not sacrifice cannot. We have that principle in life, no pain, no gain. Everything we have done where we are today it is due to the result of some sacrifices. But we need to become more conscious of our sacrifice, understand how much of the participation is there in the sacrifice. It is one nice poem was written some almost a decade ago, I think. That was about Vishwajit Yagna. That yagna, it was just a poetic concept, but where the seeker who is performing the yagna, he starts offering things one after the other into the sacred fire. So first he says, I pour my flaws, I pour my vice, I pour my ignorance into that fire. Oh Agni, rise. These are the twigs I am offering. Let these grow. Let these grow and let the flame grow higher. Let the flame grow higher. That is what he says. Then he says, after offering my vice, after offering my ignorance, my consciousness has got purified. Now I want to offer some more. And what does he offer next? He says, I offer my past, present, and the future karmas. And everything that I own, I offer it back to that Agni. That is again the principle of a yagna, isn't Agneya Swaha Agneya? Idan Namama. Not mine, not mine. I've offered all my everything as an offering. And then next he says he's still getting more purified and says, oh, I have offered this. Now next. Oh Agni, now my very soul is now purified and it is ready for offering for you. Here I offer my soul and now you grow. And then when that soul is offered into the Agni completely, then the entire transformation begins everywhere. The individual is completely, he is now one with the Supreme Divine. So, Rahulji, I think Yajna is basically offering to the Divine. What can we offer? If we are Shabari, we can offer bear. If we are a student, we can offer whatever faculties that we have and whatever learning that we have received. If we are a doctor, while doing the operation, the doctor can say, I am me hasto Bhagavan, I am me Bhagavattara, I am me Vishwa Bheshajo, I am Shiva Bhimarshana, I am the medium of your fulfilling of your wish. I offer myself to you. That would be the Yajna, Rahulji.
And the three things that Bhagwan is saying is these three things that you just talked about. Then where
Yeah.
does that piece come where the fruit of the action has to be left?
That is coming in the next shloka, sir.
Okay, okay.
We will, that's very nicely asked. But Krishna is going to share that. What is the mindset while doing these three?
Which number now we are on? Sorry,
We
I
are in the
missed that.
shloka number 5, sir. We go to the
Okay,
sixth one.
okay.
Yes. Anjali ji was
Something
adding
like,
something.
yeah, I
Yes, sir.
just
Then I'll
wanted to
come to
add something.
Pankaji. Yeah.
I just wanted to add something to Dana. Because in
Yeah.
Malayalam, there's a saying, Annadanam Mahadanam. Annam stands for food. So the
Yeah.
offering of food or the charity of food is considered to be the biggest charity
Yeah.
or the best charity.
Yes. Yes.
That's considered to be
And
Mahadana.
yes, yes. And this also charity is not the highest form of service to the divine, is also said. Because many times in charity, the individual starts getting the doership. So we have to recognize that we have to rise even beyond the individual self. But these are all not to be negated. Just because I think it was said by either Mother or Shri Aurobindo, a lot of people said this is not to be done only. It is not to be done. It is not like that. While doing it, the power should not be that I am so and so. It's just that I'm in this position of doing, let me do that. But I'm not going to consider myself as a doer. Pankaj was adding something. We go ahead. Yes, sir, after Pankaj. Yeah.
A very small piece in the yagya part.
Yes, sir.
So in this yagya part, when this yagya is done at the end, every time that with the mantra, at the end it always says swaha.
Swaha.
So first there will be
Swa.
some small piece,
Yes,
and then there'll be
yes, yes,
swaha. Then
yes,
another
yes,
small piece and swaha, swaha,
yes,
swaha.
yes,
So स्वाहा की एक मुझे बहुत बड़ी अच्छी explanation once
yes, sir.
a
Yes,
nice
sir.
scholar gave me. Like swa is me,
Yeah, yeah,
and aham is ahamkar.
yes,
So मैं स्वयं का अहंकार, मैं
yes,
इस अग्नि में डाल रहा हूँ. Like
yes, yes.
my pride, every
Absolutely.
single
That is
time they
the
say that
principle
swaha,
behind that.
swaha,
Yes,
swaha.
yes, yes. Absolutely, sir. The ahankar becomes the ahuti.
Yeah.
And yes, yes. Mithalaji wants to add something, is it? Or we go ahead?
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
like Kanyadan सबसे महान दान है. What do you say about this?
So dan, sabse mahan dan is a dan of complete self and surrender to the divine. All other danas are good. We will not say they are bad. It is
Yeah.
difficult. Dana is difficult when person holds on. A lot of holding on is there. Then it's difficult.
Yeah, but
But the
then,
biggest dana is surrendering to the divine Ji.
okay.
Because the dani, we should not think we are the donors.
Yeah, but
We
then,
should lose that donorship.
but a Kanya Dan is, I feel like it's not a Dan, but then it's said ki Kanya Dan.
Ha ha.
Ha.
But who has given birth to the Kanya? Has the mother given birth to the Kanya or has the divine given birth to the
Okay.
then
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
who is giving to whom? And जैसे ब्रह्मार्पणम ब्रह्मविर्ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणा हुतम ब्रह्मैव तेन गंतव्यम. Who is going ahead? The bhava of that offering was I offer my attachments, not considering the kanya as a property that is being offered or a vastu or an object. A lot of
Okay.
people misinterpreted that also, that this is
Yeah.
what, look, our Sanatan Dharma. They are going to keep trying for another 200 years, 300 years.
Yeah.
By then they will
True.
lose their points, when everybody will lose their points. But the aspect of dana here in the Kanya Dana also, it is this. I'm doing the dana of the attachments. That is all.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think
Thank
every
you.
parent must do dana, whether it is Kanya or it is a Putra. Attachments are not given, you are going to create Mahabharata. Our Sanatan Dharma is told. We should not engage in creating new Mahabharatas because of familiar relations. Instead, we should allow our family relations to become divine. That would be the real ideal experience.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
yes, thank you. Let's
Thank you.
continue. So, Rahulji had asked, how is it that we must do? What should we be doing about regarding the fruits when we do such actions? Krishna says, Etanyapi tu karmani sangam tyaktva phalani cha कर्तव्यानि इति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतम उत्तमम. O Arjuna, even while these actions are performed, this following principle must be confirmed. All actions must be done in a state of detachment without holding on to any fruitive attachment. Meaning, when you are doing yajna, when you are doing dana, whenever you are doing a tapa, all actions must be done with a state of detachment without holding on to any fruitive attachment. That is the highest, is what Krishna is saying. But somebody does like this, but somebody does like that, it is okay. Everybody are free to do the way they want to. But Krishna says the ideal and true meaning of sannyas is this only. When you are doing yajna, you are doing dana, you are doing tapa without any fruitive attachment. The yogi who is doing sadhana should need not think I will become a Brahma Rishi now. Leave that also. Let the divine make me Brahma Rishi or Brahma Rakshas. Ultimately, I am going to only go to the divine. Rashmimantam samudyantam devasura namaskrutam pujayami vivasvantam bhaskaram bhuvaneshwaram. The truth of the divine is so great that Deva and Asur both will bow to that supreme divinity. The bhed will disappear in front of the divine's ultimate truth. So my aspiration is only the truth, no fruitive attachment, and absolutely no personal expectations while doing any actions. Yes, Rahulji, can we continue?
Yes, please. Yes, yes.
Yes, please. Okay, sir. So the seventh shloka. Niyatasya tu sannyasah karmano nopapadyate mohattasya parityagah tamasah prakirtitah. The abnegation of prescribed actions is not proper, as neglecting the right action is deemed improper. Such an approach is a tamas type of renunciation that has arisen simply out of ignorance's illusion. Just whatever duties that have been defined for every individual. We all have certain duties defined according just by our birth, isn't it? Not in some book. As an individual, we have a duty. We have a duty towards ourselves. We have a duty towards our society. We have a duty towards the world. We have a duty towards your aradhya. We just keep thinking you'll never run out of these. And these duties need not clash. A lot of people think, oh, I'm balancing so many duties. No, you have only one duty. That is dharma. Dharma is going to always be upheld. And when you uphold dharma, all the other dharmas. If a son leaves the home in search of the divine, Is he upholding his dharma or is he neglecting the dharma? He's got a divine call and has gone ahead. Is that neglection of dharma or is it upholding of dharma?
Depends on his dharma.
I think both at the same time. I did not hear Aditi and then Shashiji. Yes, Aditi, were saying something?
Depends on his true intentions and
Yeah, if it's a call, it's a
what
divine's call.
consciousness he is in. If he's
Yes.
running away from something, then
Yeah, very nicely said by Aditi. If it is, he's running away from duties and then trying to seek an escape, then it is a abnegation. All right. Shashiji, yes, please. Yes, Majid?
I just said that he's following his own dharma. We all have
Yes,
our
his
own
inner calling,
dharma.
isn't it? Yes,
So he's
yes, yes,
following his own dharma. So
yes.
it depends how you look at it. If he's got
Absolutely.
old parents and he decides
Because
to
Krishna has
unfold,
told we must follow the dharma, the inner dharma.
yes,
Same way, if a person stays at home and decides, I want to do these works, we cannot decide for any other individual, isn't it? We are not supposed to judge anybody else except ours.
yes,
The calling of every individual must be understood on the soul level. In that time, we have to let go of attachments, and it's automatically sometimes things fall in place. A very interesting experience I only had is I had to leave my home. It was my inner call. I did not even think any time that I'll again come back home or I'll get married or any of that thing is going to happen in my life. But after 15 years, I got an opportunity to come back home. That was the Adesh of the Guru that now you enter into Grihastha ashram. And it was like as if 15 years I thought I was not doing any duty, and I thought maybe it's all right. I cannot, I have this birth, I will never be able to do any duty. Divine has called me, I will follow now. But by God's grace, now I get an opportunity to do some duties towards the home also. Like that, sometimes individuals, they have different inner callings. Somebody may have a inner calling to go abroad to pursue a higher education. At that time, they will not be able to look after certain things. The question is again, what is dharma and what is not? Is it just running after some personal, fame or personal name, or it is something like an inner calling? Because I know another person who's left his mom here and has gone abroad and he does not look back only. Did not even teach his mother how to operate an ATM. Comes after 4 years, 5 years, once I say I send money, what more do I need to send? That's not dharma, no? And there also he's not settled. He's just moving around, driven by his own personal. First, he said, this master's course is the most profitable one. If I do this, I will earn so much. That did not work. He did a second master's, then a third, and now he's doing an MBA. And I don't know, he might be doing a PhD after that. But every time he says market conditions are changing. Now, maybe if market conditions are changing so much, he should try changing a bit. Because what is his dharma? What is he upholding? Some of the things. These are certain things for every individual to take, but we need not neglect it. Just sometimes now summer is here in Pondicherry. If AC is not working and I decide I'm not going to do work, am I upholding my Sharira Dharma?
mm,
No, isn't it? It is tamasic renunciation because things are not as per my preference. Or here it could be another Rajasic also. Because, oh, I don't like this, a very strong force, or I don't want to do any work. That would be again a different recoil. No, that is one aspect that from duties we should not recoil and we should stand no matter what situation is. That is what Arjuna needs to learn. In the Gita, Krishna has also said it is paradharmo bhayavaha. Swadharmat nidhanam shreya. Stand by your dharma. It's all right if you have to become a martyr upholding your dharma. It's all right. It's okay. The journey is going to continue. What do soldiers do? Do they not sacrifice their lives for the nation? A nation that sometimes never repays anything to them. A nation that sometimes ignores them. They have a good feeling that, okay, maybe my family will be taken care of in my absence. Most of the time that does not happen, but that does not stop them from doing the sacrifice the moment the call comes. So that is actually the ultimate principle. Yes, please. I think somebody was adding something. Is it? No. All right, let's continue. So here, this is tamasic type of renunciation that has arisen out of ignorance is illusion. Negation of duties because I saw a black cat or because I got a bad feeling I shouldn't do my work. These are all tamasic delusions created. This is not a real renunciation. One of the uh, one scholar who my Guruji knew, he had taken up sannyas. And then he sent a message to Guruji, I have become sannyasi now. And Namliji asked him a question. He said, have you become karma sannyasi? Because he used to take so many, he used to teach so many people. And now he has completely stopped. And no reply for a long time. So we understood he did not like that question. But after a while, he again resumed his work. So as a sannyasi, he's got a new name, but his connection with the society has not disappeared completely. So this aspect of recoiling just out of some kind of apprehensions or personal, delusions, out of some thoughts, we should never forget duties. That is something Krishna says. And let us see Rajasic. दुःखमित्येव यत्कर्म कायक्लेश शुभात् त्यजेत् स कृत्वा रजसं त्यागं नैव त्याग फलं लभेत्. He here renounces his works due to depression or due to bodily discomfort or troubled apprehension. Such a person engages in rajas type of abstention and gains not the entitlements of true renunciation. I think my air conditioner thing came here because air conditioner is not working, so we will not be able to work today. That's hardly a reason. That is just out of discomfort, out of personal discomfort. I'm forsaking my duties. Imagine if some doctors say that today we will not work, or your security guard says that, oh no, this ATM is not having an AC, so I'm not going to work. I'm just going to walk out. Will it give him? Will he get a medal of honor for that? Nothing. He is actually going to get no entitlement for doing for just out of this. This is just a Rajasic type of abstention. It is not going to take you forward, is what Krishna is saying. He who renounces work due to depression or due to bodily discomfort or a troubled apprehension, such a person engages in a Rajas type of abstention and gains not the entitlements of true renunciation. Then कार्यमित्येव यत्कर्म नियतं क्रियतेऽर्जुन सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव सत्यागः सात्विको मतः. He who performs right and regulated actions, detached and without any fruitive attractions, with a sense of duty, he discharges his deeds every day. Such a renunciation is in sync with Sattva's way. So this is a sattvic renunciation which is done in a perfect manner, regulated manner. Right actions are done, detached without any fruitive attractions, with a sense of duty every day. No higher duty, no smaller duty. Duty is duty, isn't it? Our
Yes.
approach, my duty of the moment is everything what I can do best of my abilities I have to try. I don't have to say, oh, this is just folding of a bed sheet. What a senseless thing to do. No, I can't do that. If I am actually going to try to grow as an individual, as a personality, I want to go closer to Krishna. I will have to practice Sattvic Tyaga at all times. This renunciation is in sync with Sattva's way. There's an interesting word in that called regulated. The actions are regulated, performs regulated and right actions. What is the need for regulation? We have utsaha, we have in what we can say a kind of enthusiasm to do a lot of things. Why do we want to regulate it?
It shouldn't be a once in a while thing. It should become part of your
Okay,
everyday
this is
way of living.
all right. Okay, that's not once in a while thing. But if I am able to do a lot of time, so much work, why should I reduce myself? Why should I regulate myself?
If it's a
Shashiji.
good thing, why not?
Sorry?
If it's a good thing, if it's part of your way of life,
Yeah.
why not regularly?
No, not regularly, regulatedly.
regulated. I meant, why not daily? Why not make it a part of
Means,
your
yeah, no, say if I can work 10 hours a day, why should I work 6 hours a day or 8 hours a day?
unless you have
Yes,
anything
Pankaj is
else to
adding.
fall back on.
Okay, maybe Shashiji Maji says there's nothing else to fall back on. Yes, Pankaj, yes, sir.
Yeah. Regulated because, see, overdoing something may create problem to your
Burnout, no?
health, to
Yeah.
society, to
Yes.
people around you, anything overdoing.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yes.
that
Yes.
regulation is very, very important.
Very important. So it's an important part of discipline. It is like today I may be capable of, say, sleeping less and doing more. If I keep doing this over a long period of time, I don't think my body will be able to sustain it, isn't it? Damreji had shared one very nice experience of his when he was young, and it was like I think he was maybe in his late 40s or early 30s, late 30s or early 40s, something around that. So he would stay at his guru's place, and there he was working. And the guru and Shishya dialogues would happen very little. Most of the times there'll be some non-verbal dialogues taking place, or just very little words, not like huge satsangas. So it was in the evening time, and Damleji was sitting on the table. He was doing some works very sincerely, and his Guruji just came and touched his head. There was not a much of an age gap between the Guru and Shishya, so the Guru would call him Damleji only. He just came and touched his back and said, "Damleji, काम बंद करना भी आना चाहिए." That was the one line he said that you should learn how to close the day also. He says that line came into my head that every day I need to know how, just as how you know when to start, you should also know when to stop. And the reason for that is, I think, what Pankajji told us just now. If you do not regulate, you will not be able to be disciplined. I know of an individual who had so much energy and so much enthusiasm that that person would sleep very few hours and would say, God will take care of me. Very few hours. And then what happened was it was like insomnia came, and yet that person did not take control. Insomnia took control of that individual. Then again, there were other problems. Blood pressure started changing till the body said, "Hey, now you better start looking at me." And then that individual had to course correct. But afterwards, again, things go back in way. Once you regulate, so our sleep, our food, our actions, everything has to be regulated. That is what Krishna is saying. Then it is really sattvic. No higher duty, no lower duty. Action has been started and action has to be completed as well. Every day we must figure that out. We can't just exhaust ourselves and fall on the bed. The mother of Sri Aurobindo Ashram talks about sleep also being regulated, entering into sleep in a very conscious way, slowly. So the sleeping also is regulated, waking is also regulated, and a conscious approach. That is something. Let's continue. न द्वेष्ट कुशलम कर्म कुशले नानुषज्जते त्यागी सत्व समाविष्टो मेधावी छिन्न संशयः. The wise man who has overcome all contradictions in a state of sattva are all his renounced actions. Towards difficult actions, he holds no indisposition, and pleasing actions to him hold no attraction. This is that individual of sattva. All contradictions are overcome. This person has transcended all of these bhed. This oneness is something which is very much possible. Like there are two negations. One size, one person negates one, the materialist negates the spiritual life, the spiritualist negates the material life. Who is wrong and who is right? Both are wrong because they are still carrying a negation. But when they are able to transcend that negation, they're going to see in the material, they can see the spiritual presence, and the spiritualist will also find the spirit in the material world. It is very much possible. And the materialist will get transformed into a person who is now understanding the divine's presence everywhere. That is something. So, the wise man who has overcome all contradictions in a state of sattva are all his renounced actions. Towards difficult actions, he holds no indisposition, and pleasing actions to him hold no attraction. Such a person is not attracted to only pleasing actions and is not trying to run away from difficult actions also. Some of the duties are important in our life, but we feel, oh, this is going to take a toll from me. I better not do it. Instead, let me do something easier. That is not the way of the sattvic individual. Let us continue. Nahi deha bhruta shakyam tyaktu karmanyasheshatah yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi tyabhidhiyate. Works cannot be renounced by any embodied being. Such is the nature of works for all creatures living. He who gives up only the fruits of action, he has understood the true meaning of renunciation. Only the one who has learned to give up the fruits of action. Works should not be given up, but the fruits of actions alone, if you can give up, Krishna says, this is the individual who has learned the meaning of renunciation. The question is, why should we learn the meaning of renunciation? Krishna is not going to give a special medal also, no? He said you have to become without any fruits of any expectations you should not have. So why should we learn this? Anybody?
If one
Yeah.
has expectations and they are not met,
Huh.
and then, it's
Lot of cut in the head, no?
so yes, you just start thinking of ways and means of doing
Yeah.
everything, and everything is out of sorts.
Okay, so it's like chaotic in life.
Yes,
Okay,
because
yes,
you're
all right,
running in all
Shashiji.
the wrong
So
directions.
we need to renounce because we don't want that chaos, is what Shashiji is saying. Yes. Pankaj, you were saying something?
Yeah. ताकि आप दुखी ना हो.
Okay, to not be sad. So simple. So nice it is, isn't it? Yes. Dr. Nandakishwarji is adding something.
I
Yes,
think
sir.
it's the highest form of tyaga you will reach by doing that. Highest
Yes,
form
sir.
of tyaga. Highest form of tyaga
We
by
can
doing that.
experience, yes, we can reach the highest form of Tyaga, and in a way we can become Mukta. This Adhyaya is the Adhyaya of Mukti, the Adhyaya of liberation, the final Adhyaya of the Gita. Well, if we want to get liberated, we want to become free in life, this needs to be practiced. That is what Krishna is saying. We will see also how this affects our life journey. It also makes a difference in our reaching our destiny also. We might reach our destiny much quicker if we do this. Let us see how it is explained by Krishna. Anishtam ishtam mishram cha trividham karmanah phalam bhavatya yaginam pretya natu sanyasinam kvachit. All fruits of actions in this world and the next. So in this loka also and the next loka, all the fruits can thus be, Krishna says. What are they of? They says there are also three types only. The fruits that are getting. What are they? He says, Ishtam, Anishtam, and Mishram. Desired, undesired, or mixed. Only one of the three. Post death, too, the beings enslaved to fruits are bound, but those who renounce truly are in all worlds free found. This is something. Only the person who is renounced is going to be the Jivan Mukta in life also and in Mrityu also. Like we see about Katha Upanishad, Nachiketas, not the slightest fear about death. Otherwise, people are so afraid. Today it was very interesting. Our cook, one Amma is there. She had just recently told me about her experience. So I am not leaving her. So while she was going out, I was asking her, what did you see? How did you see? Who was this? And at the same time, the driver came home. He was giving the key. He said, what are you talking about? She said, I have seen this ghost. And this person ran away from there thinking he is actually seen a ghost because that is the fear. Fear takes control of the people so much. Yes. This aspect of bhaya is also going to be because we saw one of the divine traits. Abhayam sattva sanshuddhi. Fearlessness comes when you are liberated, when you are free. What can you lose? Nothing when you have already given everything. I have lost everything to Krishna. And I don't feel like it is a loss because when I lose to Krishna, that is my greatest gain. So that person is so free that no situation is going to create a disturbance at all. But otherwise, the person will have troubles. And the fruits can only be one of the three types, isn't it? Ishtam, as you desire, Anishta, or as you don't desire, or Mishram, kabhi khushi, kabhi gum, something like that. Sometimes some things that you want and some things that you don't want. I asked for this, all right, but with this I got something I don't want also. So one of the three is what Krishna is saying. And that is why, so you can't predict exactly what's going to come. You speak the nicest word to your friend and you say, I find you to be absolutely arrogant and rude. What can we do? Nothing. And some friend you speak in a very harsh manner and says, thank you. Thank you for selling this to me. This was most required. You don't understand what's going on at all. That is how life is. Instead of focusing on what I am going to get in return, whether it's going to be desired or undesired, just become free, and that is going to allow us to move ahead. Krishna says now, he says there are five factors. This is where the fate and free will question is answered. But unfortunately, till now, I think 19 batches have completed. Every time somebody asks me this question, that person does not stay till the 18th chapter. I have to say it will be covered in the 18th chapter. But whoever has asked this question, most of the time they have missed out this particular shloka. The shloka number 13, 14, and 15 describe and answer the question of fate and free will. Just let us look what Krishna says, because this is a question that puzzles even the most wisest. Panchaitani mahabaho karanani nibodha me sankhye kritante praktani siddhaye sarvakarmanam. Oh Arjuna, excuse me. Oh Arjuna, learn from me as I shall reveal the five main causes to you. I shall unveil as per the wisdom of the ancient instruction by which man attains in all his works a perfection. He says, I will tell you the way which the yogis had understood, the ancient wise ones knew, by which one can attain siddhi in every work. There are five factors. If you control these five factors, if you're able to work in tandem with these five factors, you're able to balance these five factors, siddhi is yours. Let us see what Krishna says. Adhishthanam tatha karta karanam cha prithagvidham vividhascha prithak cheshta daivam shaivatra panchamam. The five comprise the physical body as the base, the doer whose command it obeys, the different kinds of efforts, the senses that perpetuate, and finally, it is the individual's governing fate. If you just look at the five factors once, Sharira, the physical body, this is the base. That is why Krishna also says, Idam Shariram Kaunteya. Remember, you have a Sharira. We are alive because of the body, isn't it? We have to become conscious of it. Second, the doer whose command it obeys. Who is the doer? Who is the driver of this physical body? Is it my Ahankar? Or is it Krishna himself? Who is the Sarathi? Is it Arjuna of the first Adhyaya saying, take this chariot to the center, I will slay my enemies, and then getting depression because the Ahankar has been hurt or broken? Or it is Krishna who is driving? That is the aspect. Who is the doer? The second is important. Enter into the bhava of Sakshi. Allow the divine to be doer. Say Naham Karta, Harihi Karta. Live by that principle and watch. It makes a difference. So base is the physical body. Number two is the doer. Three, the different kinds of efforts. Yatna, the efforts which are there, they are in the human hands, isn't it? Don't we have the ability to do efforts? And the beautiful aspect is we have limitless capacities of efforts. We underestimate our capacities. For a sadhak, nothing greater than the efforts. There's a nice Marathi song. ध्यास एक साधका अंतरात ठेवतु जाण यत्न देवतु जाण यत्न देवतु. Your efforts are your God for you. They are going to take you ahead. Keep this inside your head. So the efforts, they are there. The senses, number four. Senses are what? The indriyas, isn't it? I've decided I want to become very strong. I want to get abs. But my mind is running after ice creams, high calorie food, junk food. What is going to happen? The driver is now being driven by the Indriyas, not by Krishna. Where is the transformation going to take place? So, again, the senses are number four. Finally, this is the interesting part. Finally, it is the individual's governing fate. That is the fifth part, which is the fate. Fate has a role. We cannot ignore the aspect of fate. Fate has a role. But what is the role? It is only 20%. The remaining 80% are there in our hands. Fate can create a ground. Fate can create, maybe in our life story, it can maybe create a comma, but it cannot put an ultimate full stop only. Only because of fate, it is when the individual ceases to take care of the body, ceases to put in efforts, ceases to put any types of, you know, self-control, ceases to yield to the divine direction, then only the story is over. So until the last aspect, the story is never over. And there are so many examples where people have written their destiny by altering their fates. People born in difficult situations. Nobody is born on the same plane, isn't it? Sometimes we see some people always get a head start from the beginning. We don't understand what it is. But does that head start guarantee that the finish line is always reached by the individual who is on the head start? Not at all. So many have risen, so many have fallen. We have seen that in the history of life. There was a very interesting story of an illiterate laborer. If you look at him in the light of these five factors, has anybody heard of this individual called Dasharath Manji? Anyone? Yes, Pankaji, yes. If you know, you can tell me something.
Yeah, Dashrath Manji was from Bihar, a
Yes,
state
sir.
in India. And he had that determination because his wife met with some, that
Yes,
a
yes.
particular,
So,
yeah.
can we just analyze his story now since you know a little bit about him? We can just say,
Yeah.
if you look at from the fate, factor number five, was he having a good fate, born as a laborer in a village which
No, no, no. He
even
was
the
born with a,
government was not going there, no, sir?
yeah, he was born with the least means. And not only
Yes,
that, everybody was against him. And on
yes.
top of that, the local politicians tried to frame him
Yeah,
in,
okay.
yeah, in corruption charges. And what are you going to do? These mountain
Yes,
stones, you're going to
yes,
sell
actually,
them.
that's a very
All that.
interesting story of a man. They say man can move mountains or man can make, man versus mountain. This is a real life story of an individual born in a very poor home. He's illiterate laborer. We can send in a place, that too in a place where there is no access. Government is deciding this area is not worth the electoral votes also. So they're not even trying to do the basic amenities they're not providing to that particular village. There was not a single hospital in the village also. So now very bad situation. In the village also he is not in a very affluent position. There was one good thing in his life, that was his wife. So he was happy with that. But suddenly his wife falls sick, as if God is trying to take away even the nice one thing that is there in his life. So he tries to take her, but there's no hospital, so they have to go. And he has to go through a roundabout route because there is a mountain blocking the path. So everybody has to go circumventing that mountain. And his wife passes away. I mean, it's like it's the perfect sob story for somebody to just, ruin a life, get carried away by in the Indriyas because of extreme pain, maybe drink to the death, isn't it? Instead, look at this individual without having too much of education. He saw that in this sorrow, in the deepest sorrow, he saw the sattvic light inside of him. You see that how it told him that this should not happen. The pain I have suffered is so much, maybe nobody else should experience this kind of loss. And he said, I have only one enemy right now. That is this mountain. This mountain was there. That is why I could not take my wife to the hospital. Look at that. And then he starts, because see now here, this is where we can say maybe he did not have a divine calling. Maybe he did not directly worship the divine for strength, but the divine worked through him to bring about a transformation, isn't it? A nice thought has come inside of him. He decides to put in efforts using hand tools. I mean, it's impossible in today's day where we have such great advanced engineering developments. Here is a man with a hand tool and he is working. He is working continuously.
Yeah, he just
Yes,
had hammer and that cheney. That's it.
yes, that is all. And he attacks that mountain, one individual. So can you imagine the efforts he must have put in? Did it take months?
Oh, it took years actually.
Years, isn't it? Imagine the motivation to keep doing the work, to keep doing the work. And body, we can say, Sharir of a laborer was strong. So he could sustain that. So if you just see the five factors in his life, you see Sharira was strong, Yatna became very strong. The command he obeyed was only that command which he got in his head, ki, break this mountain. Nothing else. Everybody said, old man is gone mad, useless person. What is he doing? Who can break a mountain with just hand tools? It's not possible. What are you going to get from it? How many times people would have told that, looked at him, snickered, laughed, everything. Yet he continued. He just went on. So his Indriyas, were they in his control?
Total control, I would say. Total
Absolutely,
control.
isn't it? Isn't that a tapasya of a yogi that he was
Oh
doing?
my God. Yeah.
Whether or not he uttered the name of the divine, what he was doing was what we can say a God's labor he was performing. An ordinary individual rising to perform the labor of God. And finally, if you see the aspect of his
Fate
efforts,
and
they,
fate.
they changed his fate. Because from a man who would have been never known, now he's no more. But he has become immortalized. One laborer in some corner which nobody even knew. People still don't remember the name of his village, but people remember him. And across the world, people feel this as an example of inspiration and motivation. If he can do it, why can I not do something in life? I can do it. I can do it. This is the aspect of how bad fate can also allow a person to reach to higher destiny. A sister of mine was diagnosed with cancer, 4 months to live. How did she just in 1 year, not only she, I think she went to Oxford after that. She did not have money for going there. First thing I remember she was telling, I don't want to get treatment because I would rather die at this much money my parents are going to spend for my treatment. She was not wanting to take her treatment only. And from there she gets a scholarship. She goes and her journey is still continuing. And to go to that particular college, she had to get a letter from the institution where she was diagnosed that she has become cancer free. Where the same doctor had initially told her, "What you are believing a junior doctor who is telling you you have more chance." Because she just felt she was searching for hope. A junior doctor said, "No, no, there may be chance if you respond to this medication." And when she went and approached the senior doctor, he got angry. His ego got pricked. So you will believe a junior doctor over me. But look at that, that person had to eat his words. The institution had to give her the letter that you are cancer free, and her journey is gone. But the efforts that she put behind, where she lost her lung capacity, she again revived. She's doing so many things now, and she is an inspiration. She is a transformer. She is transforming individuals also with her story and her life. So this is something which is very much in our control. If you see the five factors, let's not just give up and say just out of despair that my fate is bad. Fate is only
Yeah.
one factor among four others are there. So what four are we having in control? Sometimes even having one in control is enough, or two of them also are it's like plenty. But we have to keep working. All things fall in place. As Sri Aurobindo says, all is possible when the God touch is there, all can be done. So, this is the factor of fate and free will. Yes, fate is not in our control, but we have the free will to surrender to the divine will and try to alter our fate. We have that free will. And what happens next? Well, that is just destiny. We don't need to worry about it. It will be written, it will be told. You don't have to worry about writing your own story. Let the divine write that story for you. That is what we can see. These are the factors which can allow us to attain siddhi in everything we do. That is what Krishna has said. So I think with this we will pause our session today at shloka number 14. We'll just look at one more shloka, 15th one, because it is connected to this five factors. So how do they govern? How do they operate? Well, let us see. Sharira vang manobhir yat karma praravate naraha nyayam va viparitam va panchayate tasya hetavaha. The five elements constitute and interact to create the governing cause by which all beings act. They chisel and mold man's development and outcome and define what his deeds of mind, body, and speech become. So here, these pancha factors which Krishna talks about, they are working in tandem, a combination. It's like we have permutations and combinations in mathematics. Well, this is a combination of these five factors. They create the governing cause by which an individual performs karma. These five factors, if you control them, understand them, then you can ensure that your action is also right. They chisel and mold man's development and outcome, and define what the deeds of mind, body, and speech become. They define. It's like they're chiseling and molding. How does a sculptor work on a stone? What does he do when he gets a rough stone? What does he do there on that stone?
The
He
He just
unnecessary
walks.
part he
chisels
removes.
away.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Okay, Alpana ji. Yeah.
The unnecessary part of the stone he removes off.
He removes
So
off, isn't it? Yes,
yeah,
yes.
chisels it out. Yeah.
He chisels out everything which is not necessary. What does this does it, if the stone has emotions, what will the stone tell every time one part is going out of it?
I
Ouch.
think, in fact, the stone will be
Yeah.
happy that you are getting rid of all the things
Alpana
which
ji
and
says he'll be happy if the stone is a yogi already, no? But every stone is not a yogi, no? So the
he'll
ouch,
say, okay,
as
you're
Shashi
carrying
Maji
out all the
said,
nonsense things inside me, so I'm really happy. I always look at the
Shashi,
positive side of
yes, yes,
things.
but Shashi Maji said this. The stone would say, ouch. The pain. The pain would be there, isn't it? And Sri Aurobindo has
It would be
called pain
there.
as God's hammer, hammer for transforming us to become something divine. There's a imaginary dialogue by a poet between the Vigraha and the stone slab, which is the entry of the temple. So the stone slab says, look at you. You are getting all the Abhishekas. You are even getting from Suvarna Patra Abhisheka. You are also stone. I am also stone, and yet people walk in over me, all who don't even care about me. They stamp me, all of it. Now, the Vigraha responds, yes, I agree. I am also a stone. But I think little bit more I have experienced the pain. Little more I have been hammered, I have been worked because so much pain has been endured and then that has become the divine. And here the first step also should understand, isn't it? Without me, nobody can go to the Vigraha. So there is no higher or lower. So the approach of resigning to fate, "Ki my life is like this, my fate is like this. I think that is something we as sadhaks should decide to forget completely. Let us not, we need not worry. Let all grahas stand against me. My Krishna will be with me. He will ensure. He will give me the protection. He will ensure I go ahead and I will be sincere. Maybe fate may be bad, but other four factors, I sure can control it. Don't you agree? Can
Yeah.
we not try to control the other four factors which are there in our hand? Not what is there is not in our hand. We cannot do anything about it. So that is how Krishna says siddhis can be attained. And these all experiences can become a medium for our transformation and growth. Just remember that this, acha, I'm getting hammered right now, left and right. Krishna, thoda back also, please. That's all we can do. We try, aspire to become better, and then what is there, we will see as things go ahead. So I think with this, we are ready to conclude our session today. If anybody has any queries, anything you wish to ask or share, you're welcome, or we just look at the takeaways and conclude. Yes, please. Anybody?
So I would like to add just one more line into
Yes, sir.
that Dashrath Manji story.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
While he was on his way to demolish that mountain, he was highly determined.
Hmm.
I mean, such a control on your indriyas and all that. So he was also bit by snakes in that mountain.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He was on bed for like 20 plus days because of that poison effect. And then he got up again and back to the work. So that kind
Wow.
of determination. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So beautiful to know this aspect also. See that? And no excuses, isn't it?
Yeah.
No
Once you
excuses if your
determine
determination
one,
is firm. That is why they say Sankalpa will lead to Siddhi. But Sankalpa should be followed by this Yatna also or efforts also. And then watch, Krishna says Siddhi is yours. It is up to you. But these are the factors: control over Indriyas, taking care of your body, your what are the type of efforts, and who is driving you? Is it your personal ego? Personal ego will take you only this front. Let it be something beyond you. The more selfless it is, the greater motivation you will get. The greater actions can be done. So I think with this we are ready to conclude. Any takeaways? Anyone? Some point that we can take home with us today? Anyone? Yes, please.
Sir, I
yeah.
have one takeaway. All,
Ji.
sorry, Pankaj ji, you can go
No,
ahead
please go
afterwards.
ahead. Please go ahead. Aap bole.
Okay. All yajna, tapa, and dhan should be done without any phalasakti,
Yes,
or karma.
yes, Ji.
Yeah, that is my takeaway.
Fruits, karma phala. We
Yeah,
forget the
karma
karma
phal.
phalas.
Yeah, phalasha.
Yes,
Yeah.
just let us do it without the asha. It is good to aspire, it is good to ask, but don't expect from the divine every time. It's
Yes.
like we don't have to expect.
Yeah, I wanted to share one experience which I had when you said, God's will and God's speed.
Yeah,
I had that. I was admitted to hospital many years ago, and I had to go
Ji.
for an MRI scan to another hospital because that current one never had that facility. It was a new
Okay.
hospital. And in Mumbai, there is a lot of traffic jam, as you know. So the doctor gave me a nurse. There was nobody from the family to accompany me. So I
Hmm.
went with a nurse. He allotted me a nurse from this hospital and go there and then do the checkup and come back. So I said, okay. We went by an auto rickshaw. But now that new hospital had two buildings. We didn't know which building. We got confused and landed in the wrong building. And I
Oh,
was in pain already because I was admitted because of severe abdomen pain. But
okay.
still, I in that auto rickshaw, I went there. And then
Oh,
we went to that building. We went to the first floor. And somehow I managed to climb that. There was no lift also there. I was
oh
wondering
my
why there is
God.
no lift. And
Oh,
then they told me, Arey, this MRI center is in that other building, which is in the other gully. It is not, close by. You cannot walk because you are a patient. I had already had that IVF, everything clicked. I was in the hospital gown of the earlier hospital.
oh,
And I was waiting. And then I said, oh my God. And do you know what happened? All the difficulties or obstacles, imagine. It started raining so heavily that
oh
point
my
in
God.
time. Me cat it thundering rain it happened and even
Oh,
we came down again walking down the flight of stairs. The Gurkha, he saw me the IVF, he gave me his stool to sit on. He said, you sit on this because you seem to be a patient. I was very tired. Yeah, because I was on no food for like almost 8 days. It was only IVF. And then
okay.
I just took out my mobile phone, and that time it was not smart mobile phones.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had just those that one photo of Tirupati Balaji. I
Mhm.
just opened the phone and that as a wallpaper that Tirupati Balaji. I said, "Ki now I have made all my efforts, God, and I am not managed because that center was supposed to be closed. Also, the time was approaching for it to close.
Oh, Bhagwan.
So, I waited and I told Tirupati Balaji, now you show me your will and your speed. I have done my work now. Bit. I
Mm,
sat there and I just closed my eyes. In 10
mm,
seconds, you won't believe me. There was so much of water logging in that building in that last 20 minutes where we were
yeah.
just waiting. And in 10 seconds after I did this prayer, one car came And from there, one of my friend and his wife got down. It was impossible
Oh,
because they
wow.
stay in Thane. I was in Bandra.
Yeah.
They are so far
Yeah.
away. I was wondering, how come you are here? He said, no, no, we came to collect my mother's reports. So then she said,
Wow.
what are you doing here? I said, I had to go to the other building. I told him all the mess up. So he said, come directly. He didn't even go up to collect his mother's report. He just picked me up, put it in the car. In the next literally 30 seconds, we were in that building. There was nobody on
Wow.
the road because it was raining very hard. No,
Yes,
but
yes, yes.
completely khali road, completely khali. And we went, he just immediately those fellows, they came running. I don't know from where all the staff people, they also came. They literally picked me up, put me in the lift. In the next 20 seconds, I was inside that MRI scan room. It
Wow,
was such
wow.
a speed, unbelievable. I mean, as I'm telling you also, I'm getting goosebumps on
Yes,
my
But
whole
yeah,
body.
yes. See.
he
It
gave
was
that Sarthi to you also.
literally, it was like unbelievable because then they said, okay, you have come at the right time because after half an hour, this would have closed. I didn't tell them
See.
anything. I said, you please go away, get done with the test first. So this was my fantastic
Yeah,
experience with
yes.
Godspeed. When you said that, no, speed and will, it
Yes,
is like that.
Godspeed, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
really,
Aditi was adding something?
Yeah, I was
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
saying that he came as your Sarthi also.
Oh, yeah, he
Really.
came as your
He
Sarathi.
came
And
as my
yes,
Sathi. It was
yes.
my friend only and his wife. And unbelievable to
Yes.
come from Thane to Bandra for collecting mom's reports at that moment.
No, he came
Impossible
for
to believe.
collecting you. Krishna
Yeah,
sent him.
really?
That thought was
No, but
planted
yeah,
at
he
this
then
time,
he went
isn't
back
it?
again to that building, collected his mom's report, came back to pick me up. He said, you are not going by auto rickshaw. I will drop you. So he dropped me back to my earlier hospital also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This
So this
was
is
the
the
my
aspect of
anubhav.
thank you. Thank you. It is an anubhav. It is an anubhav. And these are all treasured moments which we
Yeah, I
should
can never
understand.
forget this. I mean,
This
I
is
have lots of anubhavs like this where I have prayed
maybe
to
you should
God
write
and He
them
has
down,
done.
Alpanaji. You can share at least to
Oh,
our
yeah,
group.
yeah.
We would
Lots
like to
of them
hear.
I have. Lots of
You
them.
can make it. You can make and share. It would always be
Yeah, I
lovely.
never thought of the idea of writing them or penning
Yeah, it
them
is
down.
always good.
I'm
It is
not a very
always
good
good. It when
writer,
you write it
actually,
to paper, no,
frankly.
you commit yourself to it, and because
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
after
yeah.
like we had that beautiful Vishwarupa darshan by a
Darshan,
participant, and
yeah.
then she began to think, was it a dream?
Yeah,
Isn't it? And
it was
then because
unbelievable.
she had a doubt, she had to get a Golu of again a Vishwarupa immediately when she
Mm-hmm.
was having the doubt to just, I mean, in the whole it gave her in USA this Golu at that time. She says it was least
Correct.
likely, but it happened.
Mm.
So things happen beyond our logic.
Yeah,
We have to
true, true.
recognize that
Sometimes I also don't
fate
believe
is,
ki, that did
yeah,
this really happen? God, you give
yes,
me some
yes.
sign of, that you have done this. And I get a sign also. That also
Yes,
has
so it is
happened with me
nice.
many
Yes,
times.
yes, that is the beautiful aspect of sadhana. These are all the special moments which we can cherish lifelong. And these are
Yes,
the ones are the jewels of our life experience. Certain moments which are beyond our logic, we can just attribute it easily to the divine. Even our logical mind will attribute it to the divine. So yes, thank you, Alpraji, for sharing. Pankaji was adding something.
No,
Yes,
we're
sir.
good. Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Oh, all right. So I think with this we will, I think as Alpana shared her own example from that, we can infer that let us not resign to fate. We saw a practical example of 30 seconds how Krishna can take someone. Here she had to pray to Tirupati Balaji and he took her. That was her anubhava. So maybe we will also understand that we don't have to worry about any of the things just because fate looks a little bad. Sometimes God is dramatic. He creates more dramatic situations when things are all right. We don't recognize him. So then he pushes us to recognize his presence. So the five factors which can allow us to transform our lives, maybe rewrite our own destinies, are this fate, the body, the human body, the physical body, the efforts, who is the doer, our indriyas, and ultimately our
Great.
daiva, the fate. So these factors we should look at, and if we can do what's in our control, things can be very, very different in our life. So I think with this we can conclude with the Shanti mantra. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Hari Om Tat Sat. Krishna Munde Jagadguru.
Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om Ji.
Hari
Namaskar.
Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Ji.
Hari
Purnarnama.
Om. Thank you for
See you
today. Good
tomorrow.
night,
Thank you, Ji.
Sushrit ji.
Thank you, Ji. Namaskar, Ji.
Hari Om.
थैंक यू जी, धन्यवाद सर जी।
Thank you, sir. Thank
धन्यवाद।
you, sir. Namaskar. Hari
ये
Om.
जो लास्ट में हम शांति मंत्र बोलते हैं,
Yes, sir.
इसका एक ह्यूमरस वर्जन है जो मैं लास्ट क्लास में सुनाऊंगा।
Okay, looking forward, sir.
लास्ट
Yes, sir.
ह्यूमरस है,
जी, sir.
अच्छा है।
हाँ, sir. So,
Bye-bye.
वो एक्चुअली सबसे स्वार्थी प्रेयर है जो निस्वार्थी प्रेयर कहते हैं। गुरुजी कहते हैं हमारे कि ये सबसे
जी, जी।
स्वार्थी प्रेयर है।
ठीक है, ओके जी,
जी,
धन्यवाद।
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Hari Om,
bye.
sir. Because everybody, so you see when everybody get happy, I am going to get happy.
Yeah,
So I'm
true.
indirectly asking for the self.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes,
All right, sir.
little bit humor here and there, it really adds,
Yes, sir. It is.
effect.
It keeps us grounded also. Sadhana, we should not lose
Yeah,
the humor aspect.
correct. And as long as you take it in positive spirit, because,
Yes,
there
जी,
are,
sir.
so
हाँ, sir.
मैंने देखा है
Yes,
कई
yes.
बड़े-बड़े संत लोग जो हैं काफी ह्यूमर पे फोकस करते हैं।
हाँ,
काफी
हाँ. Sri
बड़े-बड़े
Aurobindo
संत।
also, sir. Sri Aurobindo's, there's a book called Correspondence with Sri Aurobindo
हाँ,
by
ये
Dr. Nirod Baran. It's
जी।
in 2 volumes. It is such humor and so long. And nobody knew Sri Aurobindo had humorous side because people called him non-smiling saint.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that
Got it.
humor and it in such a language and he was just probably 20, 21 or something like that. So with him the dialogues which were taking place, so much of the yoga sadhana is understood just in a humorous interactions.
Hmm. Yeah. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So thank you, sir.
Then
Hari Om, sir.
thank you.
Namaskar.